Hello and welcome to Logos College Online Learning. This is Ajarn Toto. Today we're going to continue on presentation, but we're going to move on from visuals. Okay, so we talked about visuals, KISS, keeping it short and simple. And then we talked about IEE and explaining visuals. That was your homework. You had to use the IEE method to explain this visual right here. And I was introduce, E, explain, and the other E was emphasize. And now I want to move on from visuals to the story message. Okay, so this is in your book. I believe this is Unit 6 of your book. But I want to go into more detail than just what your book shows you. Okay? So the story message, if you watch that short video on your homework, it said, what are the three basic parts to each story, right? And it was the beginning, the middle, and the end. Right? And each part, it served a different purpose. In a presentation, you have pretty much five parts of your presentation. Right? You have an introduction, you have an overview, main body, summary, and then a Q&A. You have a question and answer session. I want to focus on the introduction. And introduction is where you have your greetings, say your name, what you do, what are you going to talk about, why are you going to talk about it, your purpose. Let's go down to right here. Okay. So before you give a presentation, all right, it says, does giving a presentation make you feel a little nervous? Right. According to Forbes magazine, giving a presentation makes 80% of us feel nervous. Right. I still get nervous to this day. I've given many presentations, and it's always nervous. I always feel nervous when I stand in front of a large group of people I don't know. I think a lot of people feel the same way. Right? Start sweating, maybe you shake a little bit, and you forget things that you're gonna say. Right? But there are certain things that we can do to help fix that, so we don't feel as nervous. Right? It says here, the good news is that feeling nervous might be a good thing. This feeling pushes us to prepare ourselves better, and as long as you're well prepared, you'll do just fine. Okay. So the word here is to prepare. When you prepare a presentation, you plan. You plan ahead. You think. You write out. You lay out everything that you want to say, right? And then you answer questions like, why am I giving this presentation? What is my objective? All right, you take notes. You practice. This is key. Practice. All right, visual aids. We've talked about that. All right, how long will it be? Who am I going to talk to? What is going to be in my presentation? So all these things go into planning. And when we do our introduction, the first thing we do our presentation is our introduction. Right? So we have to have a plan. So here's tip number 1 for you in your presentation is you have to have a plan. Right? Always have a plan. Spend some time thinking about not only what you're going to say, but how you're going to say it. What are you going to talk about? Right? How are you going to present it? What visuals are you going to use? Are you going to use pictures, charts, graphs, videos, illustrations, maps? If English isn't your native language, it's very important that you think about what language you're going to be using. Think about all the vocabulary, phrases, and grammar that will make your message clear and easy to understand. Okay, this is where you don't want to say things you don't know how to pronounce. You don't want to say words you don't know how to pronounce. You don't want to say words you don't know what they mean. You don't want to say phrases if you don't know the meaning of the phrases, right? So you want your message to be clear and easy to understand for both you and the audience. Because if you don't understand your message, then the audience won't understand your message. Look at the last bullet point. What are the big ideas you want to explain for your presentation? Which words will express these ideas best? Right? So here's where planning is very important. Right? You need to pick the correct words to best convey your message. Like right here, let's say this. All right, how to make pancakes. Let's say you want to prepare a presentation on pancakes. I like pancakes, especially the ones with the fruit on top. These are blueberries. So this is probably going to be kind of like a flowchart style, right? It's going to be a recipe. You're going to give a presentation on your recipe on how to make pancakes. So there's probably going to be some words on here that are mainly cooking terms, like terms, vocabulary used when you cook, right? Verbs like to stir, to mix, to saute, to flip, right? So that's what it means by which words will express these ideas best, right? And think about all the vocabulary, phrases, and grammar that you'll need to know and to understand so that your audience understands you. Okay? And then you have to think about what you're going to say. So here you're probably going to be like, today I'm going to talk about making pancakes. All right? And you say things like step 1, mix the flour, the water, and the egg. Step 2, step 3, finally. All right? So all those words you have to think ahead before you make your presentation, before you give your presentation on how to make pancakes. Okay. Next one. Okay, this is very important. Don't memorize. All right, so I know this is very difficult for a lot of you. When I first started giving presentations, I tried to be perfect. I tried to memorize every single syllable of every word. All right, and that's not how you give an effective, excellent presentation. Right? You don't want to memorize your words. As part of your planning, be sure to write down your ideas and points and rehearse, practice saying them well. All right, so it says, just write down your ideas and points. So you want to use short phrases. Maybe pictures will help you remember these words. Your ideas that you want to tell the audience. All right, and you want to practice. You want to practice a lot. If you do write out your whole speech, avoid memorizing or reading it, as it will make you sound like a robot, stiff and boring. Okay. So I've seen many presentations where people they're holding a sheet of paper and they read it word for word to the audience, right? And that's not how you give a proper, correct presentation. Your audience will be bored. They will lose interest in you. Right? And you will sound as if you really didn't prepare for this speech and all you did was write it down and now you're just reading it word for word. And it doesn't make you sound very professional. It doesn't make you look very professional. Right? And you don't look like you know what you're talking about, because if you have to read the things that you want to say, then you really don't know. You're really not an expert. All right? You really didn't prepare for your presentation. So you want to avoid memorizing your entire presentation. Right. This last one, use your notes as a guide and speak naturally. Okay. So you shouldn't have your notes and look down at your notes the whole time, because you want to maintain eye contact with the audience. Right? And if you're sitting there reading your notes, your eyes are on your paper, not looking at the audience. And eye contact is one of the key things to giving an effective presentation. All right, so try not to memorize your entire presentation. All right? Memorize short phrases and look at pictures and use whatever it needs to help you remember your presentation and your ideas and points that you want to convey to the audience. So let's take a look at this right here. So this is a presentation that was given last term about a province in Laos, and this is Bolikamsai, all right, and this is my hometown province. I'm from Pak San, and you had to describe what was there to see in Pak San, or the province. And you notice how they use pictures and then just the name of the picture, right? And this is Wat Pabat, and then this Tat Sai waterfall. Right? And then they went on to speak about some more background information about this temple and speak about this popular tourist spot. Right? So they use pictures to help them remember what they want to say. And notice how simple this looks. Nice pictures and very little words. Number 3. Okay, so this phrase keeps coming up a lot. Keep it short. Keep it short and simple. Right? If you want to keep your presentation short and to the point, right? You want to be brief. You want to say the main points. You don't want to just keep talking, and you want all your words to have purpose. Okay? Use your notes to keep you on track and within the time limit. Right? Maybe your speech should only be, or your presentation should only be 5 minutes. Right? Make sure you stay on track. You don't want to start talking about things that are not important or irrelevant to your presentation. Your notes will also help you from repeating yourself and going off topic. All right? And if you go off topic or you repeat yourself, all right, your audience is going to lose interest in you and they'll become bored. All right. Look down here. See down here? See these notes? So I myself use notes, and it says don't lose interest of audience. There's other notes I typed down here. So use words you can't pronounce, don't know the meaning of. So I use these little phrases to also, so these are my notes, to help me remember what I want to say to you. All right. So now that you have these tips in hand, all right, we're going to look at each part of a presentation from beginning to end. And the first part we're going to talk about is your introduction. I'm going to save this though for the next video. Okay. So the next video, we're going to go into your introduction. This video, remember the points to remember before we go into making our presentation. Right? We have to plan. Right? We plan ahead. We prepare. This will make our presentation smoother. Right? We need to have a plan. We don't memorize our entire presentation, right? And we keep it short. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching this video. Next video, I'm going to go into detail about the introduction. Okay. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.